Um, Make sure, Alex, when you're scheduling those streams, some of the ones I think like the Tuesday ones don't have auto start enabled. Um, Bruh, influenza A be crazy right now. Yeah, dude, I'm kind of glad that I caught it early. You can't hear me clearly? Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, it's him.
Oh, okay. All right. So, moving on, if you guys are on TikTok, be sure to tap your screen. Um, the tension is high, and of course, you guys were, awaiting whatever catalyst or whatever uh price action that's gonna set us free out of this range. And again, how has price action been in between the levels of 606 and 600? Not fun, right? Not there's been, maybe a couple of day trades here and there, but it's over that 606 that we see price expand. And so we would obviously want to see the same thing if we're looking to the upside. Now that's the green. We have a mass. We're green right now as we speak, so it's easy to say that. But in reality, there's a couple things that have to happen here in order for us to continue moving up. You can see that we're tapping right off that 604.61. And so step one will be getting a hold of that and 605, right? Because you kind of have two floors here. I mean, again, one usually leads to the other, but of course, with the gap up above you here at 608, that would simultaneously be that overhead. And if you're trading this, right, you would have two targets at 611.27. And if price expands hard enough, which I expect it to, when it goes, I expect it to go, which is why holding on to your contracts, I think, might be, whatever runner, excuse me, might be of interest. Um, but that's what I need to see. And if I don't see it here this morning, then I sit on my hands, as unsanitary as that may be. Uh, I'm going to focus on making sure that I capture whatever expansion this has in store. And that means, yeah, potentially to the downside as well. So, did you day a gap up and the best way to continue down? Yes, a gap up is typically the best. Nope. Toothless? We're not doing that. I'm forward with my thought.
Get him, Toothless.
He's I'm about to lose my mind. My cat is losing his mind, so it's interesting. But anyway, I think
So does he not have teeth?
he does have all of his teeth. It was just the movie, um, How to Train
Give
Your
him a
Dragon.
Zen,
I
bro.
assume he's black then.
Yeah, maybe a Zen might help calm his ass down. A little cat Zen. All right, so let's see here. All right, now diving into a lower time frame, and if you're just hopping in here, obviously make sure you go to my YouTube channel. You can watch this all back. I'm going to help you guys set up a trade plan because I might not be here if it's after 10:30 and we get to move it. So this is the important part. All right, so possible little channel here on the 15-minute box underneath you, right? So anything falling underneath there, what's that? And this is where I kind of get rid of that because I want to focus again on this overhead control. Where's price staying away from? 602.50 here this morning. That's where price is staying away from. So if price closes underneath it or closes through 602, we would be subject to a move down into this empty space underneath us, maybe even back down to the floor. And obviously, as you can tell up above you, it's not pretty, right? And so making sure that we have price secured on 605.21. Again, we're here for the bigger move. We're not here for these tiny little shit scalps. But as fun as they might be for some of you guys, I want the bigger move. I want to get up and out of here. There's two off the top, multiple off the bottom. And if this fails, obviously we would be looking, and this is an equal opportunity setup. Again, um, you look familiar, then you hit me, then it hit me. You are the roaring kitty. Nah, nah, that's not me. Similar backstory. I kind of, GameStop, unfortunately, was the first time I had any sort of virality. Luckily, that dropped off pretty quickly. So, because that's not really what I wanted my name to claim to be. Um, I didn't even have the same analysis as him. I just thought that GameStop was going to go to $60 because of the PS5. That's it. But anyway, so again, 605.22, and then the major break is 606.60 here this morning. That we could go and test that 609 and potentially climb up to 611. But I do expect explosive price action when we do leave this area, and especially this 606, which has served as that overhead sell level repetitively. So, Potter used to go by the name Johnny Sins. That's crazy. All right, SPY, same thing. And yes, there is probably, for you day traders and scalpers, there's probably a pretty damn good opportunity to take this one up to that 685.80. Yeah, so over orb or over 684.24, you have empty space. First target 685.22 and 685.75. 15-minute time frame, it looks like we're prepping for, and yes, those are equal wicks, so I'm going to give it the top. So we definitely need to see, and that cost basis is basically the same as that overhead resistance. So we're already in a good position potentially to get there. However, underneath you, right, there is still pretty empty space here. So if we did fail or lose any of the levels that we're set to reclaim, which I don't think we will, this has a pretty decent lower time frame setup. If I'm being honest with you, it really, really does. And then you'll find it interesting here on the 15-minute that same level that you held before is the one that you're bouncing off of now, exercising that volume up and out to potentially go reach that 685.77. So for those of you guys who are on YouTube and TikTok, where I won't be, come the bell. This is a pretty solid setup. 5-minute time frame, same thing. So watch that on SPY. Upside, downside again. You know, if you look at the 24-hour candle, we have not reclaimed anything. So definitely retest first. And again, bullishness lies above 686.85 on the 24-hour, where we're basing most, if not all, of our major decisions here. So there, can you see the price action now? Calls or puts on SPY. Miami trader vibes. Do you really want to base your financial future off of asking somebody puts or calls? You don't want to do that, man. How about let's find you a strategy, right? But that being said, we don't just assume one or the other. We set up triggers to react to, read and react. And so there is a upside potential trade up to that 685.15 and 685.78. Pretty straightforward, but that does have to break over 684.20 to the upside here today. So kind of, but I kind of have a clue. All right. All right. Apple has a 3-day conference next week. Yeah. Yeah. Although Apple does have empty space here this morning and has escaped the clutches of 267.88, where we've spent many rejections. Same candle control. So 267.50 will be the bodyguard for any sort of downside today. You do have some upside potential, and this wide fluctuation in price, I'm already starting to think that there could be a channel here. So leaving is not a option, but there is empty space directly up above you on the 5. So at least 269.35 on that one. So, all right, moving on.
Don't forget IWM.
Yeah, I just was breaking off for that one.
My boy was checking you on that.
IWM has a floor 259.50 directly underneath us. Have we lost anything? Have we gained anything? No, we have not. Not on the 24-hour. On the 4-hour, however, it looks like today we might be attempting a test of that volume at 262 2-hour time frame. Same thing over 261.21, which is also simultaneously this wick above here, hit here. That's 261.91. Now, how do we find out if there's more or we can leave runners? By zooming in, right? So step 1, and if it rips fast, expect a retest. And here on the 30-minute is step 2. There is empty space beyond that price target, right? Squeezing up to 262.50 and even 263.19, obviously, if you're being a greedy little dork. But that being said, yes, there is a gap up there. Yes, the potential on the higher time frame, if again, this bounce has does anything or accomplishes anything, we would want to push through all of this overhead structure,
I have a
focusing.
question.
Yes.
So yesterday's fat dump down, and would you consider that a start of a mouth in the
On
lower
what?
time frame? That's what I saw on IWM when you get to the 30-minute or something.
I mean, any this bounce back up could potentially be creating a channel, but yeah, me personally, uh, as far as channel work is concerned, I'm only really concerned with the higher time frame channel, which appears like that. So, all right, now,
Thank you.
yeah, no problem. Let's see, that right, that just stopped. Fuck it. All right. So, and again, all what I am describing to you, everybody, is there is a day trading scalping opportunity today, clear on a lower time frame, but making decisions on the higher time frame, right, are going to be based off of some major price action moves, which, yes, with the tension that we have, we are possibly expecting, but I'm not going bullish yet, right? There is obviously an opportunity to hedge if you're short and look up to that 260, 250. If price action reclaims the floor, moves through this box, then perhaps we are looking back up. But I would be expecting at minimum a retest today, especially if price pops really, really quickly. I don't think that's sustainable. But again, we're going to evaluate these things because we are trying to catch the bigger move, which, a lot of people setting up today, they're looking at only day trades. They're not looking at the higher time frame and they're not looking at the potential, right? Whether it be down all the way into the 250s, 254s. So there is a lower time frame opportunity, but it's only a very small piece of the bigger picture. And so we get to see whether or not sellers are going to step back up at that 262 area. All right. If you have anything you would like for me to take a look at, please go ahead and drop your request. KDP, 24-hour time frame. We've touched $30.70. Now, obviously, we'd like to see a little bit more. With this sort of thing, right? And with target still pretty far away, if you have a decent expiration, I would be looking at, depending on what the contracts are looking at 3150, 3172. We also do have to consider the fact that there will be an imbalance, and that is at basically $31, but 30.90. So if you are in KDP, I'd like to see that target hit first before any sort of continuation. There is room definitely for continuation to the upside, without a doubt. Even if you got a little channel play action here, there's a move up into that 32.44. So, yeah, I'll take a look at it just a second. All right, first of all, what's up, Spartan? MP at those levels, amazing opportunity. I see MP going down to 44 in the near term. Okay, I could get behind that theory in some cases, right? Step one, and again, every range, every fucking box. If I was making this shit up, it wouldn't happen. So what is this, folks? Right? And why would I rather slide with my feet over the top of my head down a cheese grater?
Because it's not MP.
We're stuck between two ranges.
Because that's not MP, you're right. But that is stuck in between two ranges. So this is something that has triggers above and below and is creating the tension. So say if anybody is watching Macy's, which is not what he asked for, there's a reactionary setup above and below, and assuming that 24 breaks, I accidentally just found a decent little play. There's nothing but empty space up there. So I'm going to actually set an alert on that mistake. And just like me, who was a mistake, sometimes things turn out okay. All right, anyway, MP, I got a Band-Aid on my finger. It makes it hard to type. Retail after the holidays? Retail after the holidays? Huh? I'm gonna take it when it triggers. Trauma dump? Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, so 24 hour, and I'm gonna get rid of these, and just we're gonna focus on what is above and what is below, which is a fucking mess. Okay, so 50% refusal, downtrend potential here. I don't really like that, so I'm not gonna put it on there. All right, so first of all, this structure is what you had to break through to get here, and so that is going to be a must. You have to break 53.18. You have a gap down there at 50.30. That's going to be step one in order to make this happen. This sort of price action, and this is where I would dive down into a lower time frame, because if you're looking to take this short, I'll trade retail after the holidays. Absolutely. The chart oftentimes, everything has an expansion in price after a consolidation. So, I mean, I get that maybe fundamentally that's not why you don't, but I, again, am going to take the trade based off my triggers. I could care less about any fundamental stuff at all. Period. So, all right. Now that being said, we do have a box directly up above us on the lower time frame and empty space. So I think that your short might end up coming off of a retest, considering the fact that you are still well entrenched on the floor. So I'd watch over $56 today to potentially go and test up here on that floor and that median. So that's what I see it. I mean, again, you know, I don't mean any. A lot of people tell me a lot of different things about different fundamental shit, and I just take trades when the triggers fire. I don't, and the less I know, the better. The more that I can, the more variables that I have to overcomplicate something or to make it more confusing for myself, I'm not going to take that opportunity. Institutions are buying it, great. Tension is built up to the max and a candle is closed out of that area of control, or where buying and selling pressure is at its highest. I'm going to take that trade. And I guess I'll find out the hard way. All right. Anyway, AMD to the upside here. Not a bad shot up yesterday, and there is a fuck ton of empty space. So considering, yeah, I mean, this does have a price target directly up above you. This is the 2 hour, but it would be 230. However, you're going to have to do some serious problem solving to be able to accomplish this. Not serious problem solving, but you're going to have to be basically relaying down that same, or reusing that same analysis that you did before. So that's going to start here, right? We're sitting at cost basis. You are looking for another break of 219 and 219.50. Now, this doesn't make any sense on the hourly, right? I mean, I can just say that and it sounds good, and and then if it happens, I get to say it, you know, but that doesn't help anybody. 30-minute time frame, right? Because we need to find out how or where or what. Okay, so now we're not seeing structure, but we are seeing that 219, and where we would need to break 5-minute. So you're going to build something. So that, remember that 219.50, you have a small little sideways area, and I would assume on the 3-minute correctly that that's a box. Now you might be like, well, why the fuck are you showing me the 3-minute, dude? Well, it's the only place that has structure, which means it's the only place that you can react to. And because my strategy is true on the higher and lower time frames, you can utilize that 3-minute range to take it back up into that empty space. Now, wide fluctuations in price typically start small channels. We don't really have enough points of context for that. So here's what I would do. And yes, the 3-minute, unfortunately, is what might be called, in order to nail this entry and to have a great stop loss and something to react to, because the higher time frame lacks structure, I need to be down where I can find it. If the hourly just shows me this, how am I supposed to get into that trade? If it happens now, I can't. So unfortunately, and it's not my favorite typically to have empty space this low, but this is what you're going to need to see, or what you're going to need to react to. In order to get up to even touch that box, you can set up a plan here at 217.40 to take it up to that floor, and obviously try to shoot that box. Down below, right, anything under 215.77, and this cost basis right here, I didn't say stay there. What are you doing, dude? Go back up there. But 215, right, would be that first trigger to potentially go lower. So read and react. What does structure represent? Structure is just an area where consolidation occurred. I mean, everybody has different words for it. Some people like to overcomplicate it and make it sound really fucking smart and say order blocks. Shut the fuck up. You could call it a box, a square. You could, I mean, you can call it whatever you want, actually. Literally, there's no rules. All of this is made up anyway. Money, the stock market. Everybody's just making up names for shit. You know what I mean? All right. Oh, dope. Yeah. Reddit probably is stuck between ranges. Reddit, AMD would make a decent short off that pop. Yeah, it could. It could. All right. Reddit stuck between two ranges. Let's see. I would say it's stuck in a range. Perhaps on the lower time frame, you would be correct. Let's look at the hourly. Yeah, I could say that. So this is that range underneath you. You're sitting right on cost basis again, 50%. And I can't say that I mean, there is definitely an overhead here, but it's not structural, as structural as the lower time frame structure, right? So yes, there is volume overhead. I'm trying to spot it right now. There it is. Tap and then tap. So you are basically in between, yes, two triggers for sure. Reddit has, and I said this before, sir, it's an order block. So Reddit has a good setup. Is it firing? No, it is not, but it does have a good setup. The opportunity here would be a trade up to and around basically 160. There's nothing but empty space, and there's a beautiful trigger overhead at 150. It's a fucking $10 move. So how do I prepare for this? Because it's not triggered, I start setting alerts. I start setting alerts before the trade actually needs to take off, right? So floors that need to be reclaimed, or even things like this, so I can know to make sure to keep an eye on it. It does have a good setup if we break that 150. So I did look at SPY already, the colored blue. I'll probably go over it before the bell rings. However, all of this is on YouTube right now, and I will not be with you guys at the bell. So I have a doctor's appointment at 10:30, so I'm going to focus on the Discord. I love you guys. Sorry. Trump is claiming he ended global warming in Massachusetts, and I hate him for it. Yep. Yep. We all need some yoga. All right. See snow earnings tonight. Oof. So the fact that it's dumped so hard, again, kind of reminds me of hymns. However, snow can offer some continued volatility, but as you can tell, yesterday we saw the target down below of 1390 get hit, and why? It's already fucking dumped a lot. So that's one of the things I don't like to take trades typically that have already moved going into earnings. I want mass consolidation. Now, that being said, what else is happening here? And maybe, I don't know what so when I see a setup like this, if I decide to take a position because, yeah, there is empty space, yes, there is a potential to retest 170.90, 100%, right? I mean, you do have a target to the downside, but it's only 150. So depending on the cost of the contracts, if they were cheap enough, I might throw some change at the 170s. And that's it. Guys, and I'm not, there's no higher cerebral, hyper intelligence that's going into this. So it's literally at the floor, and it literally fell really fast on the 24-hour, on the 4-hour. So assuming that a large amount of volatility is going to come in, I would just look at a retest of 170, which is a pretty big move, right? I mean, decent move, all at once. So that's, I mean, low key, that's not where I'm looking to place my trades. Again, it's not coming out of consolidation, which is typically so by taking a trade going into earnings that is boxed up or in consolidation, I'm able to accomplish two things. I know that expansion is coming and a catalyst is going to likely be the thing that does it. And now I know when that's going to happen via earnings. And two, the contracts get cheaper because Max Payne is implemented in areas where price does not move in either direction typically. And so maybe you see a slight increase on IV, but that's why I have a preference. And with, if anything, most people will agree that, taking earnings trades is gambling. And I would say that, yeah, most setups, even maybe Snow, could be considered that. But when I see my setup, when I see consolidation and empty space above or below, those don't feel like gambles because that's just my setup. And now we're just adding volume to it, which I needed in the first place. So. EAC. Yeah, let me know which direction you guys, if I don't try not to take any requests where there's no direction, because if you don't know where you're gonna take it, then how am I supposed to help you? That being said, oof, banks look like they're about to fall off a cliff. So on the weekly, folks, banks are starting to lose their floor. There's a range here. Okay. So 50-50 is going to be the first target directly underneath you on continuation to the downside. However, if that punches down, you might be looking at a bigger move, and that would likely take you to 47.30 and 46.70. So a lot of pressure overhead there. Obviously, with a setup like this, with empty space directly back up above you, again, I'm looking at the higher time frames, and those candles are not closed. So we need to take a look at what's above us because this is where they'll catch your ass. Okay, so real quick, if you're watching Bank of America, watch this small box, and anything back up above 51.50, you're going to retest and possibly even move to 52.62. So before you take that short, keep that in, or if you're already in that short, keep your eyes out. Reddit has potential they won't curb that radical behavior on the site. What radical behavior? How can I get into the March class? My website. If you're going to be there in March, on March 1st for the Potterbox workshop, yeah, my website, potterstockstrading.com. All right. What plan do I need to get to join the Discord? Have you taken the workshop yet, Andrew? Remember, the Discord group is not the most important thing that I offer. It is only the Potterbox workshop. The Discord itself is a tool, not to call everybody in my Discord tools, but they do good work. Now, I'll say, but no, the working together or everybody all looking for one setup across the entire market, it becomes like we're like a human scanner, a beehive. So I just want to emphasize that before, again, and I don't know how long everybody's been watching me, but, I'm not doing signals. I'm not typing out what to buy and sell. We're trading together as a group. So you might already know that, but I just wanted to make sure that everybody else does. QQQ's moving green at open. Whatever happened to Quiznos, man?
We've all assimilated together.
There you go. Listen, I'm not. So I already, and you can go back on YouTube and get more in depth here. There is really one level right here, and that's 606.10, 606.60. This area has been and is where price has retested, rejected, and been held down. And when price expands beyond it, right, we get a pretty nice move. So yeah, if we come off of this bounce again, off of the 599, and we are able to punch through that. And I know there's a lot of analysis here, but the concept here is relatively simple, right? That overhead right here is where things take off. You have a gap at 608, you have an overhead target of 609, and then you would have a final target, at least in the most recent price action, of 611. Again, ignore the channel. That is not the focus. Speaking of channels, actually, that's the channel that we are traveling in, which does have that 614, which is the end of the empty space, directly up above you. Now, I already have 614 contracts. I got them for the low ski, just in case. A small insurance policy, if I'm correct, on the upside. But we're in the area of deliberation, of decision making. And if this is truly right, the bounce, like a lot of people will assume, like, and it's a lot of the times in a trending market, it's safe to assume that if trend is set to change, this could break, right? Uptrends all year on the lower time frame have broken down. So we need to actually see something formidable be recovered, and that is that 606 area. So anything happening underneath 606 could get chopped to fucking pieces. Just letting you know that price action, if we don't step on the gas, because how do you get out of, how do you push pressure? You increase it, right? You increase you put your foot on the fucking gas pedal, and big or wide flat price fluctuations typically will push people out of their position or push volume out of the way. And that's where you want to see, or what you want to see out of this today. So whenever something pops up, we don't want to see that whole candlestick get faded and pulled back down, right? We want to see price move up. We want to see maybe a quick retest down, but otherwise candles closing and holding above us in solid continuation of the upside.
So Potter,
Mm-hmm.
on them 614s, do you have a stop loss on them, or you, because they were cheap, you're letting them ride?
I have no stop loss on those hedges, no. I mean,
Gotcha.
if I have the opportunity to get out of them, if it wicks up and then, dies or something like that, if I have the opportunity, but no, I take those positions as, they're dirt cheap. And, because I'm able to buy a decent lot of them for little to next to nothing, it's well within my risk, and the amount that, I, again, set to garnish to the downside would far supersede any loss that I have to the upside. So am I using Fidelity? No. Price cut off on the side? What the fuck? What the fuck, man? All right, that should be good. Breaking AMD, bro.
My boy loves his wife. He's not into infidelity.
Yeah, don't do that. Cliff calls. Not bad. Dad is dad. That's his name. Now, Cliff, sometimes it needs a little bit of financial foreplay to get going. As you can tell here, very tight consolidation sideways, basically within a channel before you finally expand. Now, the price is a little bit different here. So let's go ahead and map this sucker out, right? Okay, absolutely. Absolutely. Oof. That changes things. And any wicks coming off the same area? Not really. So starting with the 2-hour time frame, you need a 2-hour candle close outside of that mark. Now, I am acknowledging there are a few wicks coming off the same 1092, so that would need to be cleared. Now, I will, and I have to make sure that you understand the importance of the $11 wick / rejection wick here. That is clearance, and that is where you could very much start targeting that box directly up above you. It does also appear that you're traveling inside of a channel, and that does seem to price in about $11.30 to above you. So I would just watch price when it gets there. And that seems to coincide with the open of that candle. So let's investigate further. Oh, it's the first green candle to my left on the hourly. So yeah, I would be looking over 1086 and through the wicks. First target, it's 1127. Is this equatable to gambling? No. Are people who count cards at poker tournaments gambling? No, there's math. I have put effort into creating a strategy, mapping out what I see in front of me. I didn't learn from anybody else. I watched this myself. I went full autistic. All right. I lie. That's probably the number one thing I see online lately, especially after that Justin Whirland shit. Amazon to the upside, 24-hour time frame. This is simple, and there's no need to. It is a simple setup. You have to get anybody who tries too much. I think in the inside of this range to try to catch this before it actually triggers, you might get faded. It's a wide range, and it could spend the next month staying within it. Now, that being said, it's not like we can't find where that trigger likely occurs, and that is 210.50. But in order for you to get there, you're going to need to get over 206.42 and reclaim the floor of 208.50. So there's a lot that has to be done. But ultimately, when this does occur, it is a good setup to take it up to first 215 and 217. So I have no problem with that setup. People who count cards still lose. Okay. It's like an analogy, right? Because this has nothing to do with count. It's not poker. But if you watch a little bit, you'll see. I totally get why people think it's gambling because everybody on this fucking app is full of shit. So that makes total sense, but I'm not gambling. I'm also not scalping and day trading, which does increase the probability of you just basically fucking gambling all the time. Because it's just so fast, so much dopamine, so much stress chemicals and hormones going through your goddamn brain that it's hard to even think or rationalize without having a great strategy. Most people go into the market, and if you're fearful of it, that means you don't have a strategy. You're fearful of what you don't know, and that's where usually people equate this to gambling. But are people on fucking Wall Street or institutions or private equity firms or even some of the top day traders that do exist. There's like a dude I think it's Norway or something like that. He's like a multi-million-dollar trader. His trading doesn't resonate with us because it's so much liquidity that he's able to put it in and out. But no, I like that you don't yell at your monitor like these other streamers. It's pretty easy not to do. Pretty easy not to do. Jay Diamond plays bad music and yells at people and then shine boxes them. Yeah, that's business as usual, my boy. Just a grumpy little man. All right, what do we got here? Big 28s, 2 weeks out. It's 619, everybody. Oh, dad, dude, yeah. I did not yell at you. Thank you, Jacob. I appreciate you. And thank you, Chris. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. I asked my son yesterday because people told me I have a soothing voice. And if I feel like anybody says that I have a soothing voice, like I would be really, I might even like walk away if you said that to me in public. I asked my son yesterday and he's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, actually you do have a soothing voice. He's like, except for when I'm in trouble. He's like, you use the I'm in trouble voice. And I'm like, what's that voice? He was obviously fucking with me. KDP, yeah. It's on its way, but it needs that earnings explosiveness. Period. End of story. So.
You call him by his full name when he's in trouble?
No, my tone probably. I usually like if Ellie
You'd be
is
like,
just.
hey, yo!
Yes, I do that. I'd be like, hey, yo! Yeah, of course. I named him AO. So, his name is AEO. We named him after the Greek god of the wind. But yeah, changed it a little bit. The Greek god of the wind is Aeolus, and I thought that was too close to Areola, and I didn't want him to be made fun of for like nipple boy or something like that for the rest of his life. See, that was me getting bullied, and I was able to kind of help a little bit. But
Potter.
yeah, what's up, man?
Nipple Boy is crazy. Hey, they 2 Chainz what first name was Titty Boy.
That's crazy. What was that, man?
PayPal.
Yeah, what's up?
Any
bro?
more up to the upside on that?
Let me take a look at that after Fig real quick. So I'm real quick on Fibonacci, Figma. It's in between two ranges. Okay, so to make your mission clear, you need a candle close, right? Basically underneath where you've opened. You also need a price to move underneath 23, and the same thing to the upside through 28, 26. So everything that happens in here is probably meant to displace you. If you want any of the ETFs, you have plenty of time to go onto my YouTube channel real quick, rewind to the start, and go watch that back. You can go zip through and find what you need. All right, PayPal with a big old pepperoni and cheese yesterday and held its ground, which is typically not a bad sign, right? So let's go ahead and that, like I said yesterday, actually. So candle closes, right? That's where control is, but the volume sits on the 43.20 shelf. So looking at this honestly, I would suspect that if you do fall below 43.75, I would look at the 50% mark of the wick at 43.50. If you're going to continue an uptrend, oftentimes you'll bounce there. If not, watch that 43.18. If a candle closes inside of it, candle close inside of the wicks, I'd be leaning for continuation to the downside. However, if it happens fast, like the previous ones, and bounces quickly within that before that candle can close, that's where you could be looking right back up to the upside. Now, on the 15-minute, you have a pretty good plan here set up for you. Over 44.70 or 44.45, you only have the high of 45, right? And at that point, it's going to be right here. You need a candle close. And again, do you see me moving through different time frames in order to spot clarity? You should be doing this too, because it's all connected. And when I look at the 24-hour and the 5 side by side, it's the same chart, more detail. All right. Yo, Alex, is your homie asking me to do a physique check? It's in Filipino, so I can't. Coach, pwede po pa physique check? Let me translate that. Can you still physique check? You know, I let my bodybuilding days behind me, man. You know, I put those days behind me. All that heavy lifting, you know. Binge watched your YouTube last night. Hubby's like, "Who's this Potter guy?" Oh no. He probably means a fit check. I'm wearing all black today. There you go. There you go. All right, let's see here. All right, we got 5 minutes. 5 minutes. They said you were LARPing about Rusty Rod. Hold on. You got to give me. I'm an old person. No, I wasn't LARPing. Nah. Sorry, I'm 33, dude. I don't know what all these words mean. I mean, you're just looking for the wick to clear here. That's it. You're looking for the wick to clear. KDP does look good, yeah. Someone said he was trying to sue you. They all say that, but then that means that they would have to expose everything that they're putting out there on the table. It's going to cost them a butt-fuck ton of money. I have nothing but money and time. So please, let's go. Send that message to fucking Rusty. I would love to expose you more in depth. So, but also, you probably should have thought about this before you did what you did. All right. What else do we? I think we're good in the Discord. Obviously, everybody is yeah, the parent tone. There you go. So already this morning, I mean, this does have that retest. You know, it's getting drawn down here, but we haven't lost anything yet. Yeah, KDP is moving. Yes, ELF is moving too as well. On the 24-hour time frame, it's been holding this high here. We're looking to make sure that we maintain price above 90, 50, and 89, 82. So opinion on gurus who make content shirtless? They're probably young men. I mean, I posted shirtless pics when I was, you know, a young dude. Thought I look hella cool. You know what I mean? You gotta that's the least of my concerns. You know, it's probably not. It's not what I want to look at when I'm listening to somebody talk. But where else are they gonna get the attention? If you are in KDP, we're heading the right way, my friends. We're heading the right way. Yeah.
See, Apple keeps messing around.
Yeah, it is. But it's got a good setup. It's got a good setup. Just needs to clear the wick. But the wick, dude, if you look at where that wick wicked off of, I mean, that's a beast of a level, bro. So it was no surprise that it did that. So $9.27. Super tap your screens, and maybe we'll stay. I have to leave. I have a doctor's appointment at 10:30, so I'm gonna have to skedaddle out of here. I really hope the market
Did
makes
you make some money off those Apple calls yesterday?
I did, yeah. I trimmed a few of them off, but I actually still have them. So
Yeah, I actually have some too. I got a nice little 100%, and they're down now, but you know how it is.
at what point do you
It's a
stop
good-
looking through prior price action? When it's been moved and utilized. So like just to give you an example really quickly, let's say, right, that price explodes, right? And it punches through this box. And I'll label it that way, right? So it punches through this box. At that point, the top, right, median, and bottom will still be relevant on a retest. So if we were to break down, right, but when price moves through something twice, all of that volume has been distributed elsewhere. So typically after price has already broken through, now once it's broken through the box, that box doesn't fire the same way anymore, right? The floor still means if you lose it, you go short, so 607.55. But the reality is that once price has moved through a area of consolidation basically 2 times, it's done, and you're moving on and you're looking for something else. Now, if price was to in one big ass candle rip up and then one big ass candle rip down, you would still have to use the skeleton of that. But typically price action, right, and this is what I'm speaking to, will take that volume and place it elsewhere. So you'll build new boxes that you would want to respond to, not the old one. Can we make money if the stock is going down? Hell yes, brother. 30 seconds. Prepare thy booties for a nice crisp can of Dr. Pepper. Also, I'm keeping my eyes on Tesla here today. I'm watching this one over its pre-market highs at $400, which is the wick over here to your left. If you reject that and lose anything underneath 399, or excuse me, 399, yeah, 399, you're cooked. So yeah, Tony, you can check out my YouTube channel. So cost basis, empty space directly up ahead, box, cost basis 603. You do not have empty space directly up above you, so just know, okay? That's box, cost basis underneath you. Anything under 601.75 and you would be moving down.
Yo, Apple's moving
Uh-huh.
big time.
I got my screens
Yeah.
up top.
I'm like, that's right. You got a lot more screens than just the one that you share.
Not as many as Rusty Rod, but yeah, that's
Hey,
100.
I was in his
Go ahead.
live. Do
Uh-huh.
I was in his live and he actually pulled up his camera, all of his monitors. He literally showed it to the chat. It was so like weird. I was just scrolling through and he's like, all my monitors are Samsung. And he went up with his camera and he went literally showed every monitor. I thought it was hilarious that I got to him that much.
There's still all different models of monitors. There's a curved monitor, dude. I don't know what he's. They're still all hot, mosh posh together, dude. Apple target has been hit. Sorry, real quick. Apple 270.30 on the fucking dot, dude. You should, if you still have those, you should be up about 160% right now. I don't know what contract you have at the moment. All right, failure on that QQQ.
Insane Potter, dude. You're just crazy.
Thank you. Thank you. My therapist told me the same thing. All right. All right. Just took some fucking bags, not bag, off of Apple here. There is a potential for continuation up to 271, but I am happy with that 270 there. Key, you took Apple. Good job, brother. All right. Q's in balance. I'm right here. That was a punch down through the box. Where did you touch? Where are you going to touch? Right here. Well, you are touching, but so this is where we would want to see price respond. And if you are looking back up to the upside, which I'm again not trading this, I'm just narrating it for you right now, you would need to reclaim that floor over there to your left. So if you are trading it and you want to talk about it, let me know. But I am just narrating for myself as well because I am in a much larger downside position. Or longer expiration downside position. KDP
Apple
is,
baby.
yeah, Apple baby. 200% on the Apple on these runners here. Yeah, you got a really fast fall down to the floor on the Qs, so this can set up a reversal for sure. Yes, that's what you need to keep your eyes peeled for. We need 602.66. KDP is sitting up against that 50% mark. Contracts are ass, I'm not going to lie to you. But if we can get an expansion candle here, I'm going to hold these. 31.68 is still on that. All right, there's the top of that box. Just got touched right here. You have the 50% at 662. I'm going to zoom down to the 3-minute. I want to see how this responds. Okay, so got a little bit more candle close here. Nope, pressure's higher. All right, $600.50. We're buttering through right now, guys. I'm not chasing anything shorter expiration contract down. I already have a short position. So just FYI, I'm looking to keep this position safe, as I've stated before. And so right now, I'll probably take a call over $600.78 for a retest of that 601. KDP is keeping the gas up. Nothing to say. Oh, perfect bounce right there off of that lower box at $600. But again, when you bounce, if you want to catch a reversal, or if you're trying to make sure that price is going to continue moving higher, you have to see price bounce and escape the same resistance it fell under. So that's a great bounce to get this reversal going. What do I call what I'm doing right now? Narrating. And I'm narrating from not only myself, but obviously for those who are listening to me, because I am trying to, there you go, keep my position safe. Apple's, yeah, that was 200 plus for 250% on Apple. On screen, man? What? I don't know what that. Like, what? Oh, what kind of trading? Oh, I'm a swing trader, primarily. But I oftentimes will day trade to sweeten or protect positions if the opportunity is clear, which this is. I just got an alert on Reddit, which we had just mapped out earlier. Okay, that's not even worth paying attention to. I'll just send an alert. $314% on Ford? How the fuck do you do that? Oh, well, that makes sense. Every once in a while, this thing will give a massive move to the upside. You might get some continuation candles tomorrow off of that. All right, so that's 600. That level that I talked about at $600.80 was not broken. So, oh my god, if you do that ever, oh my god, no. Can I explain why KDP $34 for my? Yeah, they're because it's still far away. Wait, you got $35 calls? $34 calls. Why so far? Oh, okay. Because of all the empty space. Because you're not even close, right? Those contracts will light up when you reclaim 3172. Yes, I'm still in shorts on the Qs. Hell, I still have shorts on IWM.
Man, these monthlies, I've never had luck with them. The monthly contracts, I feel like they just move like garbage.
They do move like garbage, yeah. There's not a lot of volume going
Hey,
in and out of
Potter.
them. Yeah, what's going on?
I just wanted to ask, can you explain why IWM is acting different than QQ Sense 5?
They diverge. It's two different sectors. So you got small caps and you got tech, which is obviously, I mean, that's going to, yeah. Fuck. Give me a second, guys.
Yeah, this thing could pop right here, Potter.
You said it could die?
No, pop. Fucking
Yes.
cues.
Yeah. This is what, yeah, that's that. Yeah, this is exactly what we were just talking about. And what did it bounce off of, guys? My made up cost basis. Look at that shit. Right off of 599.75. Box right there. Empty space
Yeah, I
filled.
see how you stand.
Right here. And then you'll be right back up to this floor. Easy. Yeah, Tesla moving. I have Tesla, yeah. Fuck yeah. John, you're in this one with me, right? I'm not up very big,
Yo,
though, I'm gonna lie.
58%, bitches.
I am so lost, but I want to get to this point. What's the best starting point? How many of you guys in here listening to me on Discord were completely lost when you started listening to me? I would assume probably everybody. You're in a great place, brother. It's going to be confusing at first, like anything, but don't let that deter you. All right. Watch this next target of 603. Now that we have, or if we can, solidly candle close on the floor of 602, you should be moving right up into that median price up there. Yeah, but if you guys are lost, right? Like in those moments, like right now, and I know it sounds like it sounds cool to say, but like I'm serious. Write down what questions come up in your mind. And I will answer them. You know, obviously maybe not right now, but I will answer them and I will break it down for you. And it's in the moment, right? Because humans have we really do got short-term memory loss. And oftentimes we'll, you know, in the moment when we need it, we're talking about it. But as soon as that moment is over, that information is not important at the moment. So not everybody's paying attention to it. I expect for price to expand to 603.13 through this 604.72, which we are not close to. How do I get started? I'm about to buy a funded account. You're starting. Would you allow somebody to stop you? Because I would say don't buy that funded account, dude. You don't have a strategy. You're about to just make somebody some money. You are liquidity. If you don't have a strategy, you don't have an edge. Look at how fast. That's exactly what we were talking about here this morning. If anybody is catching this fucking reversal or any of the reversals right now, IWM is also set up or moving into that pocket of empty space that we discussed earlier. If anybody is, I'm
Killing it.
sweating, dude. I'm sweating bullets right now because I'm actually having to manage a bunch of different positions right now, and I'm yapping. Actually, yeah, I'm not complaining about yapping. Yapping somehow helps me get my thoughts out.
I'm actually trading 2 ETFs today, boy. Leveling up.
400% on Apple right now.
Dude, nuts, bro. Nuts. I'm trying to pay attention to everything right now. All right, Apple target 273. If you have Apple, ridiculous right there, but that's I got to go ahead and trim off more risk right now. 360%. You get 3 more contracts to the dorks. There you go. Have one. I bought those for $56. Or excuse me, $52, and they're at 237. I do have a few more. I'm leaving on there, but we have 273.50 next directly up above us. Remember, if you're looking at the 5-minute, this price isn't completely empty, but it should be relatively easy to move through if we can punch through the structure. So you can keep your shares. Wait, what? We can't see. I do not understand how y'all do covered calls yet keep buying options. No, we do not do covered calls. You'll never hear me talking about covered calls. That's not my thing.
Man, the Potter box got my toes gripping this morning. This is awesome.
Damn. Dude, we're gonna be rock climbers with our feet by the end of this shit.
Seriously. The Apple punchback, man. It's just
I thought it was golf, man.
How much of a bankroll should I make? Should I make a goal of saving for starting with? Dude, you don't need a bankroll. I do treat strategy and edge, yes. But dude, this is what I'm trying to tell people. What I'm trying to show people is that you need to trust your strategy, but you also need to be putting real money into it. And if you don't do that, right, you're not. It's all going to be fake. It's going to be a fucking game. Sorry, I'm managing trades and teaching now. Come on, you little shit. Fuck, dude, Apple. Oh my God, Apple, dude. And I'm assuming that AMD is probably ripping. No, it's dying. Okay, I was totally wrong. That is death. Wow, okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead and call Apple at 400% here. I'm selling all of it. I'm out.
You make
Okay.
me feel good about this because I did the same thing. I was like, I'm
I
out.
literally went to go sell it and the price went higher. All right, fine. I'll sell it higher. All right, $295 per contract. Take that, motherfucker. All right, Q sitting right at that 604.27, exactly 604.72. And again, if that trigger is broken, I expect price to expand. And obviously, there's a gap up there to the upside at 608.84. So it could be a day to potentially, if we do break this tension, we're expecting pretty fire consolidation to the upside. And I'm supposed to go to the fucking dentist here in a sec. God damn it. Oh my God, if anybody grabbed these Q calls. Ugh.
Yeah, I just
Yeah,
sold
that's
half of
crazy.
these 608s I had, bro. Nuts. Oh, I got.
All right, listen, from here, the strongest, right? This is the level. We got to watch it. And I'm gonna basically I'm gonna get rid of everything because I need to make sure I need to lock in, as the kids say, right? I have learned a lot watching your stream and past couple days. Thanks for being live and trading. This is how you do it. Immerse yourselves. Immerse yourselves. Also, man, dude, it is a wonderful fucking thing to be patient. If you chase that downside, that's not what I wanted, right? I don't want to, and I'm obviously longer expiration short, but that's that sort of whip down, right? The first impulse move of the day, we just flush. And it creates all of that empty space, goes straight to a floor, and bounces and starts reclaiming its structure. And you had multiple entries. Oh my God, Zebo, beautiful. You're up a dollar and
Hey
18 cents.
Potter.
I'm just kidding. What's up, boss?
$1.18, yeah. I'm going to get a McChicken.
Hey Potter, can you tell me what's the target on Q? Because my internet is dying and I'm at my doctor's right now.
Oh, dude, damn. So the target on the Qs first is going to be 606. 606.50 is a incredibly important level. Right now, if you are watching and you're trying to maintain a stop loss, price needs to maintain obviously 604. And if we run up into too much resistance, which we're at right now at 605.50, we will retest this. So I'm looking for price to pop, expand, and move up into that 606.20. Come here. But yes, 606.50 is going to be that. And I say that as a target, but I also say that as a level where price could expand rapidly. So that's an area to maybe reduce your risk and look from there. IWM, if you are in IWM, if you have anything to the upside, that 262.55. Damn, if you watched the live this morning or watched back to you on YouTube, fire. No, congrats, Zebo. That's good shit, brother. I'm not taking any requests right now, guys. Normally I would, but I am absolutely, I'm like sweating right now. I can feel it. I'm exerting my brain. God damn, Qs. Oh my God. Sheesh. Ugh. Your percentages get smaller because my account keeps getting bigger. Love that. Love that. Damn. That was fucking fire. Punch back. Punch back. 6-0. All right. Hey, what happens when you get close to a bunch of turbulence? You start feeling it. Shit starts to shake. We're getting close to that turbulent area. Shit's starting to shake a little bit. So obviously reduce risk, or hopefully you probably already have. Let's go ahead and move down to the 1 here. See if we can't find. Oof, boy, we are moving so fast that I can't even see structure on the 1. So like we did yesterday, right? I'm going to show you guys that sometimes I need to go even lower. And even though this is not necessarily structure, it is exactly the same thing. So this, in between those two areas, oh, no, wrong. So I would be looking at that as basically what needs to hold us up here on the 30-second. So. IWM has gone and it has hit its first target successfully. Again, I'm normally never on this 30-second time frame. I'm only doing it to look here. It does look like, again, usually if I see a rejection like that, I'll go and look across. That same wick, that same floor, that same bounce level. So we might be in for a retest here. Hopefully everybody's taking their risk off. Yeah, critical metals exploded off of a cost basis. Those of you who asked me about CRWV, keep an eye on this higher time frame setup. It's got a lot of pull, or it's pulled itself up through this box. Keep your eyes peeled over 97.85. I believe I had a target of 104 directly up above you. Apple seems to have tapered off at 274.95. This is cost
Would you
basis
consider that reject, like the bottom of like a channel, like an upward channel?
on Apple.
No, the Qs.
Would I consider that to be a rejection of a channel? I'm just asking.
Yeah. Let me see the time frame.
No, probably not. Maybe, let's see. Hold on, let's see. No. No, let's do a regular.
On the 1 hour. Look at the 1 hour.
Oh, the upwards channel? I mean, I have a channel like this, which says that QQQs could over that target that I gave you here,
Okay. I need to put
right?
my pipe down. I see your channel now.
There you
Mine's
go.
all fucked up.
That's, yeah, slow down on that thing, man. Is now the time to start looking at reversals? No, now's the time that we're building. I mean, you could look at the empty space underneath you for sure, yeah. But as far as full reversals are concerned, you're gonna have to lose 604. The next target on the Qs, again, is over 606, which, guys, this is about good enough, right? That is 606.50 cents, but that if we do see continuation, it'll be right there, and that's 606.85, which mirrors that higher time frame level. We should always expect on lower time frames, this is shit that day traders miss, for levels like this to respond. So while I still think that we can go up and hit that or tap that, fully, we should expect price to do this shit. And this is why before you get to major 24-hour floors, you need to be looking to taking. This is why trading in range can be so difficult, right? And why I like so much to be trading off of the break of tension or the break of that area of consolidation, because then there is a higher probability of continuation. We call that a joint. Oh, short-term bounce. You've got the wick right here, which you've already bounced off of. So then it's the bodies here at 604.37. As far as a retest, again, marking out where you could possibly sink into, I would say here, right? So if you did lose anything more, 603 would be the last straw. This is where traders get trapped. Oh yeah, if you guys haven't removed your risk and taken profit with this massive pot, like again, everybody, if you're holding something, fine. But risk should have been or should be being reduced. There's that tap first. So let's zoom down, go to the 1 minute. We don't have to do this. I'm just doing this to teach you, show you. And let's mark out and see how it responds to that top structure. So it is moving fast, right? So you have the floor, you have 603.99. And if that's lost, then that cost basis retest is. You got inputs at the top? Nice. You must be scalping. A little scalpy. If brother, if you can catch this thing, and I think on the 30-second, yeah, right here, brother. If this breaks, obviously there's a lot more. 602. Nice. That's where you go back up at 604.40. Yeah, you do, I do have an appointment. Lemonberry Kush followed the creator. Thanks. I've been following you. I'm not kidding. Did I see your gains? I have not, man. Let's see it. 3 days, 100% gains, bro. Nice job. And that is a absolute bag. Good God. Nice job, bro. Nice fucking job. Seriously. That's good shit, dude. Also, that cost basis, god damn, bro. Even if you don't like me and you never watch me again, you gotta, I mean, that one, that's a W right there. Every time. Oh, dude, you clearly have a great attitude with this. Seems like you don't carry much fear with you, so gotta thank yourself too, man. I'm just giving you the skeleton. You're putting in the meat. Wait. I'm gonna go ahead and head out.
That was crazy.
I'm gonna go ahead and head out.
Yeah.
You want
Pause.
some good meat? Ah, no, not that clip.
Remember, we're not pausing, we're fast forwarding.
Yeah, fast forward, clip that out, please.
So,
Wrap it up, man. Shake that. You want some good meat? Oh, stop. Ah, that's crazy. Also, look, that previous resistance, right? That same thing that we had to break out of is the same thing that sellers step back up to try to push your ass down. Is SPY going to keep going down? I mean, is today not the... It very much could. Today could... Yeah, oof, man. So today can be and might be... Oh my God, yeah. Yeah, start looking at the cues to potentially continue reversal. But let's break this down. If you... Fuck. Hold on 1 second. I'm trying to manage something really quickly. So if you look at the empty space on SPY on the 30-minute, and I got to bring over the cues here to, so if you're on TikTok, you got to go to YouTube to see the other screen. I love how intense this shit is sometimes, man. So first of all, right, a retest, typically you pop up, you fill empty space, and then you'll see sellers step back up to take advantage of their rapid price acceleration and lack of structure. That is clearly what happened here this morning. Price is now driving down, and this is where we're going to go here. So how'd you get here? You built a box. Funny enough. Hold on. Interesting. So because of how you moved through this box, down, up, and you did whip through it every single time, that is the only sense of structure that we have to go off of. So underneath 680, 280, I would look at a 680. Yeah, look at the cues. Be careful, though. Watch. Oof, they gapped it. They gapped it. 10 a.m. Yep. Right there. Sorry, I was off.
Damn, that was a nasty sell-off right there.
That was a nasty sell-off, and the cues are doing the same exact thing. All that empty space. So this could, again, also bring in range, but this could be that retest to drive price lower, which is what I'm looking for. Good consumer confidence through the roof at 91.2. Interesting. Thank you, man.
Could be a shakeout too, right?
It could, again, on a higher time frame, because I am still short overall. I was able to play this
No,
shit
let's look at
up
the
to
time
the
frame.
upside. Yeah, dude, I cannot tell you how sweet that was. This morning with Apple and the Qs and IWM, everything was moving really, really quickly, but that gave me the ability, because you could see this yesterday. We talked about what is happening today. If you go watch the YouTube video back, we talked about that 685.70. We talked about it on the Qs. That's what I'm trying. That's the problem that I'm trying to solve right now. And the only way that I'm solving this problem is if my floor gets lost, right? And are we there yet? No, we're not. We are getting close, and on the lower time frame, we have a couple ticks left to go before that can be called. Yep. What are we listening to? Power to that. Okay. He said, nice succulent meat. Get this guy out of here. So now would be a good time to chill the fuck out if you haven't taken a position and reset your feet. Okay? A lot of people here get wrapped up in the fact that they didn't catch this, didn't catch that. Shh. Stop that. Yeah, we might need somebody to restream inside of the Discord. I'm sorry. But this is where we reset our feet and you mark out, right? Highs, lows, because that's where the real juice is going to happen. Same thing on the cues. IWM has picked itself back up. The cues are threatening to potentially punch back through this box. So reset yourself. We got more opportunity here. And I am looking again to solve the problem for the swing tonight. So that little IWM play was nice. Yeah, not bad. Do I think it will drop at the State of the Union tonight? Oh shit, dentist appointment. Fuck. What if I just call my dentist office and tell them just tell them I got hit by a deer. I mean, I hit a deer. No, actually, I'll tell them I got hit by a deer. A deer jumped through my window.
How about
Tell
a
'em-
bazooka?
A deer with a RPG got me.
Chef got hit with a bazooka. Kaboom.
Kablow. How many men in here think they could fist fight a deer? I'm just kidding. Don't answer that. This isn't a box. It is a small range underneath 603. You do have more empty space directly underneath you, so I'm going to zoom out. Not really doing any good here. Yeah, we still have a whole lot to lose. He said fist a deer. Whoa, I didn't say that. I said fight a deer. All right, Chris and Gary, let's get you guys out of here. I was kidding. I actually have a picture of me with a baby deer, and the deer is licking my face. Which deers have like human tongues. It's kind of gross. Don't tell Jose that.
Can anybody open another stream? The
Yeah.
two of them are full.
I can.
Someone
Let's
has
see
to
if I can
drop
do it.
out of my stream.
I'm
Okay.
already in your stream. Let me
got in.
just.
Heading to the Philippines tomorrow. Any request? Yeah. I don't know. Go steal whatever cure for Ivy is there and give it to her. Isaac Rivers, yes. The Potter Box Workshop is on March 1st at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It will be recorded. The first class will be chill. We're going to be talking about psychology. We're going to talk about why you came here. If anybody in here in the main Discord is successful, if you're doing well and you would like to share anything with the chat, I'd be happy to let you guys speak, or again, just maybe let me know in advance. There's the cues.
If I change my monitor, if for any reason you guys can't see the live stream no more, just let me know. I'm not used to like actively sharing one of my monitors, so.
Okay. Make sure you
Yeah.
don't switch tabs or open your history or anything, okay? I'm just joking.
Yeah.
I'm just joking. But seriously,
You caught me, boss.
Gas man, what are you doing over there in England, dude? Good education on YouTube, bro. Thanks. Hell yeah, brother. Get you some bread. Get you some money. I'm chilling right now. We're chilling right now. We're gonna wait because again, we know where we're at. Look at the hourly. I was trying to get a really good trade in here. Okay, dork. What are we fighting with? We got to get 606, right? Pretty clear. Once we get above that, you can start targeting the highs. You can start targeting the gap. You can start targeting, if you got giant ones, 614. We're about to see his desktop background as Potter's feet. I hope not. It's not, right? Thing.
No, dude. I don't have a background right now. It just alternates between different scenic places in the world.
Oh, beautiful. My screensaver on my phone is yo. Don't post that picture of me, Neil. Either way
Truly,
it
the
go.
only thing they would see is my Weeble account, which I'm not like scared to show. So
Yo, who's that playing? What you got playing there, Potter?
You don't know what this song is? This is J. Cole's Firing Squad, baby.
Oh,
I am the
okay.
greatest. It's a hard song.
Yeah, he
for
was
me
in
to sing.
Richmond not too long ago. He was riding around like Richmond and shit.
Mm-hmm.
His car broke down in yesterday.
Dude was riding around the 2000 Honda Civic.
My sister
Yeah,
and
it
him
broke down.
Yeah, my sister and him went to the same school for a year. I lived on Fort Bragg, right outside of Fayetteville, and my grandparents lived in Fayetteville. Me and J. Cole used to, ride around, steal people's watches. No, I'm just joking.
Potter and Jake were tight back in the day.
We're so tight, dude. I was like 6 years old. He was like, almost a full-grown man. No, my sister. I think the school was Albritton, if I remember correctly. And my sister's older than me, so she was in the same grade or same school as he was. So
Yeah, that was definitely a fake out, Potter.
downside, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure when something shoots up like that. I need to see a floor loss before I go short. I met J.
Yeah,
Cole
for sure. I
yesterday. He
wasn't
came to
fucking
my
with it.
school. Did you really? Hey, I know this is kind of random, but I'm from Puerto Rico. I've never traded before, and I really wanna. Well, you're in a good place to do that.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, go to my YouTube channel. Yeah. No, I mean I did. I mean I've only ever lived near, like, my uncle was played football with Afro Man at Palmdale High, and my uncle actually showed me he had tickets from that Afro Man had sent him, but like Afro Man's song about him getting high is really, really true. My uncle said that he was like a star football player, like scholarships and all, and then like he dead ass started smoking and disappeared, which I thought was kind of funny. But yeah, I was born in Palmdale, so same city. That's about it. I saw Will Smith in an airport when I was younger, but that's about it.
Colin Kaepernick. I know he's not like he's all right, dude. I guess. Colin Kaepernick, he was raised, or his high school was literally 15 minutes away from where I went to high school. And my dad played with his dad. My dad and his dad knew each other. It's kind of wild.
Funny how he took Rod's system. Rusty Survivor? That doesn't make you say. You mean Rusty took my shit? My cousin is Dua Lipa's agent. Thoughts on C Miami? He's not like he's trying to scam people or anything like that. I think he just seems like a chipper Miami guy, just trading the market. So I don't know. He claimed it as his, and there was beef between. I mean, yeah, I'm not putting any more effort towards Rusty Rod. His name's Rusty Rod. I don't really have anything to worry about. You know what I mean? So, all right, I gotta go, motherfucking. I gotta go to my dentist appointment. So, real quick, I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a
What that
blueprint.
means.
Yeah, probably we're gonna crash. Every time I fucking leave, the market dumps. So keep your eyes peeled for that.
Son of a bitch, I'm in.
Yeah, that's not what I was trying to say. So real quick, and this is the 30-second. So just looking, and unfortunately, we really don't have much else to offer because there's not a bunch of structure here. If we see a punch through 603, there is, yes, very much more empty space and a target down below at 600. However, that's probably going to start with retesting those highs. So to the upside, I've made it very, very, very clear, I hope, that we need this 606.50, right? And obviously the candle closes that come alongside of it to clear. And when that does happen, when you are over that green line, you have a very wide price expansion ahead of you. But it's going to have to build into it, correct? Probably. So,
Yeah, look at Apple in the 5 minute. Sorry.
You're fine. Yeah, Apple's pulling back. Ooh, nice empty space. You need to be looking to your left here and look at so right here. Look at watch. That's 273. I might need to bring that up just a little bit. You should bounce at least temporarily right off of that. Just please be careful, guys. There's no right now. If I just give it to you straight, right there, you're stuck. So everything else, right? You're literally, I mean, we're in that area of deliberation. It's all in front of you. So I'll leave this stream up. Leave IWM up here. I can't type.
Yeah, we've seen this big move up or big move down, big move up, just chop.
Yeah, it
Kills
does.
people.
Yep. I'll be live again at 2:30. Yahir, please go to my YouTube channel. Anybody in here, go to my YouTube channel. Go to the educational playlist. That's where you'll find my education. Again, March 1st is at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time is the Potterbox workshop. That's going to last for about a week. And I'm going to be teaching you from point A to point B. So, all right, I'm going to go let this guy drill. Wait, hold on. We got to think about things before we say them. Never mind. I'm going to go do dentist stuff. All right, guys. Peace out. IWM is not loading. There we go. IWM have a little bit more strength than the Qs do, but root cause knew what I was gonna say. Yeah. Don't bite the dentist. That's frowned upon. Yeah, so I'm not going to talk about it, actually. You guys, I'll see you in a little bit. Peace.